Well, for the second straight year now, we are going to have a crazy flashback SBC on the first week of FIFA or FC. Last year it was De Bruyne. This year it'll be this player that we'll look at in about 30 seconds to a minute. We've got the web app now coming out today. EA mistake number 2. They'd said the wrong date on their own website. Oops. We'll talk about that. Some content creators get the game today, by the way. That'll show us a little bit more in detail information on the game. Promo player leaks. Team of the Week 1 leaks as well. Team of the Week 1 looks absolutely insane. So we're going to get into everything in this video today. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Also, want to say thank you for the support recently. The last, 5, 6, 7 days have been crazy growth for the channel. Want to ask you guys a question though. For the 24-hour stream, I want to think about some possible forfeits I can do for some sub goals and have things I have to do if I reach a certain subscriber count on Twitch or on YouTube. If you have any ideas about that, let me know in the comments. And also, yesterday's video might be the most comments I've ever gotten on a daily video of mine. It was just back and forth in the comment section on the reward drama. We'll talk about that some more today as well. A lot to get into. Let's not waste any more time. We begin with this. The web app date has been changed. EA fucked up for the second time in 2 days before the game's even been launched yet. The 18th is actually the correct web app start date. They said yesterday it was the 19th, and it was a day before the game came out. Everyone was kind of like, okay, underwhelming a little bit. The 18th is the correct date, which is today. I'm assuming around content time, the web app will come live. If you're seeing this after, go check it out and see if it is. That would be my guess. Maybe it'll be live before that. Check Twitter or something like that. You'll probably see it somewhere on Twitch even maybe. But okay, our first big SBC of the entire year has been leaked. It is David Alaba flashback card. These are his exact stats as well. He can play left back, which is his main position, but he also can play center mid and CDM, I believe is what the leak was. Our first somewhat big SBC of the year is here. Last year, KDB was actually pretty damn cheap, so my guess is Alaba will be around that similar price point of 100K. People were wondering if he could play center back. They said that he can't. Okay, I figured this would be the first day of content, literally on Fridays. My guess we'll get this Alaba card. Another World Tour card leak. We've got Robert Sanchez. Another Spanish card, kind of trying to, once again, give out more Spanish players to help with the new friendlies that we're going to get, which I believe are mostly Spanish requirements right now for this season, I think. It might not even be a whole season. It might be just a weekly thing where every week we get a new nation. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but I know that Spain right now is the nation. A lot of Spain players are coming in objectives. This card actually doesn't look that great though, honestly. It looks okay. And then we started getting Team of the Week 1 leaks, and Lamine Yamal is in the Team of the Week 1. These stats and playstyles are not official. My guess is he's not going to get Technical Plus because I don't think that they're going to all get a playstyle plus. I don't believe they do right during Team of the Week 1. So my guess is he won't have a playstyle plus, but he's going to be in Team of the Week 1. The first 2 leaks were Lamine Yamal, and then the second one up here was Lionel Messi. Messi's also in Team of the Week. The top reply immediately was, yeah, he's got to fire his barber because I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if this is it, Messi, but he's in Team of the Week 1, which is already shaping up to be a really insane Team of the Week. And then Gabriel was leaked to be in it. Ignore the Aerial Plus once again there. He actually has Bruiser Plus, so I assume he'd get Bruiser Plus. I don't know why they gave him Aerial Plus in this concept, but then we got the whole Team of the Week 1 leaked, and it looks like this. So not only was it Messi and Yamal, we've also got Ousmane Dembele in it, Kvaratskhelia, who has a Napoli badge finally, which looks just perfect on his card. Benzema is in it, Rodman's in it, Teo Hernandez is in it, Adeyemi. It's really a great Team of the Week 1, honestly. These stats are just concepts once again, but this really does look like a very good Team of the Week 1, and hopefully we can get good Team of the Weeks throughout the whole year, just create some interesting stuff around Team of the Week. They did better with that last year. Can we continue that, please? Then we got some Evolutions leaks. We got a Roll Plus Evo for club members. I believe club members is just play the game before, I want to say it's November 1st. It's a long ways out, so you'll be a club member to get a Roll Plus on your player, or whatever one you probably want it to be, I would guess. Got a Striker Evo, that's the pre-order one, a right back and a center back Evo, and then plus the cosmetic ones like we saw yesterday. And obviously all the creators gassing up the Evo system before we even see it. We have to see it first, okay? I will be the first one to gas it up if it's really good, but we have literally seen nothing of the sort yet. We have no idea if it'll actually be way better or not. I love Evolutions. I really hope it's better, but let's not sit here and act like we have any idea if they will be or not, really, until we see the game. And I've kept trying to find if this is going to be in FUT Champs, quitting games early, not counting towards your form. I've not seen anything of it. I can't find anything of it. No one really knows for sure. We only know for sure that it's in friendlies. I figured yesterday that it would be in champs, but to be honest with you, I have no idea. Maybe it's only going to be in friendlies, and in champs, they don't really care enough to implement it in there. If you don't know about this change yet, we talked about it more in depth yesterday, but basically the only reason that this change exists and not, oh, they quit when it's a draw, you get the win, is because they're terrified that hackers will take advantage of that. That's the only reason why they wouldn't want to. Of course, they love not giving you a free win when you deserve it. But I think the main reason is that they don't trust their game enough to not have game-breaking glitches in it. And rightfully so, their game has game-breaking glitches almost every year. They don't trust that they won't have a no-loss glitch where you just get constant free wins, 20 no weekend league rewards, right? They don't trust that. And I thought this post was interesting as well from FIFA Trading Romania, saying number of FC24 matches per week and FC25 matches per week. The total is actually 20 matches less, but not really for most people, okay? Because if you want to play division rivals, it's going from 7 wins to 15 wins. That's 8 more wins. That's not 8 more games. That's 8 more wins. That basically is going to be 30 matches for rivals, right? 15 wins, 15 losses. You could say if you're better, you're going to be 15 wins and 8 losses, 9 losses maybe. But for the sake of the argument, 30 matches in rivals and then 14 last year, right? That's 16 more matches this year than last year. Then weekend league, you have 5 less. Qualifiers, you have 5 less. That's 10. It's really 6 more matches, not including squad battles, right? The squad battles, 32 to 14. Most people don't play squad battles. If you do though, more power to you, but I know most people probably don't. Really, it's more matches this year than last year, not maybe by a lot. And in theory, if you went 15-2, there would be less, but you're not going to go 15-2 unless you start in Div 10 on a new account and you're like very good at the game. So count that in, plus Rush also, if you want to get all the rewards. But this is kind of the thing here. This is all FOMO, okay? It's all FOMO. You don't need to play weekend league every weekend. You don't need to play Div Rivals every week. You don't need to play squad battles. You don't need to play Rush every single week. Okay, you don't need to. If you don't want to play, then don't play. People look at this and like, oh man, my job just got harder. Like, I've got to play all these games now. You do not have to play all these games. This is supposed to be for fun. You do not need to play all these games. And guys, some creators are getting the games today, so be aware of that. If you go on Twitch, probably see Nate or somebody else. You'll have the usual suspects probably playing some FC25 today. We'll have probably some more news in tomorrow's video talking about certain things in the game. We'll probably see the paid season pass as well. I'm waiting to see that really badly. Unfortunately, your boy did not make the cut. But okay, FUT Spy tweeted this out, and I don't know where the hell he got his source from. I looked for this source. I looked up like this exact tweet trying to find stats online and an article about it. I didn't see anything, okay? I don't know if he pulled this out of his ass or if this is actually legit, because he is a leaker. He said EA saw average session times on menus drop off 33% last year and evolutions. Some campaigns are not even 50% completed. Changes made this year are reflective of that, and plans are to keep players engaged and motivated for longer periods. Like I said, source question mark, but also at the same time, why would you just make this up? I feel like he has to at least be somewhat confident in what he's saying if he tweeted this out, but God knows if this will actually be what they do, but apparently this might be what they're trying to do. And this is where I think EA massively fucked up over the last like 2 or 3 years. If you guys remember, FUT Champs was not supposed to be the casual game mode. Their game modes have been so bad that FUT Champs, their most competitive game mode in theory, was actually the most casual and should have been one that almost everybody could get into, everybody could get rewards for, when that didn't used to be the case. So now they're going back on it, and now people are upset because they're like, oh my god, how can casuals qualify for champs? When that didn't used to be the case. They tried to make that game mode the pinnacle, and like, you want to try and really work up to get here. Now, of course, what does that mean? Do they actually want you to try and work up to get to this point? Or do they want you to spend money to get a good enough team in theory to then be like, okay, my team's good enough now. Now I can get to this point, right? When in reality, your team does help you, but not to like the point where I was not nearly good enough to qualify before. Now I'm good enough to qualify by far because my team is better, right? That's not how it works. Because FUT Champs has been the most casual game mode for the last 3 years, and live friendlies has had nothing in it for 4 years. So now they're going to change that, but it's like we've never seen it. So do we know if it's going to actually be a good change for casual players? We don't know for sure, and that's kind of where the disconnect has been. I think it is still in totality probably a good change on paper. I still think it is, but can we have really any faith in them to actually make the change work out how we want it to, where it's still engaging for casuals and friendlies and other game modes, and make it a rewarding experience to work up to get towards FUT Champs? I don't really have necessarily faith that they can do that, so we have to wait and see what the game actually looks like, because maybe it's going to be a good change, or maybe they just do a terrible job at it, and that's kind of what it comes down to. I don't actually think it comes down to oh, good players getting better rewards now. They're going to leave the casual players behind, and they're going to have even better teams, and you're going to have no chance now. So few players finish in these high ranks of champs that I think that it won't be that noticeable, because we used to have gigantic reward gaps in FIFA 17. FIFA 17 had the craziest reward gaps you could possibly imagine, and that game wasn't, oh my god, casuals hate this because you can't get good teams. It actually was an insanely popular game. But I think they can definitely do it. I think the reward gap's not that big of a deal. I think that they have to make it so that the other game modes are engaging, though. If they don't, then that's gonna fuck it up. So that's really what it comes down to. Inception talks about this a lot too. The game modes mean so much in this game, and how terrible the FC and FIFA has been over the last like 3 years. Game mode wise is crazy. They cannot for the life of them make a solid, good, rewarding, engaging game mode. They somehow fuck a really easy part of it up. To me, it's easy. Maybe it's not easy, but it sure seems easy on the outside looking in. That's kind of what I wanted to say here, is that like with the whole casuals are going to fall behind stuff, I don't think it'll happen. It could happen though. I don't trust EA to make a good system. It's kind of my point. So I'm kind of fence sitting, I know. I do want there to be a gap between what a good player can earn through gameplay and what a bad player, quote unquote, could earn through gameplay. But that gap can be so big. So obviously we'll see what happens there. One thing that's just absolutely idiotic to me though is this nil-nil quitting thing. Like, they're replacing rage quits with rubber banding. Looking forward to playing someone AFK for 2/3 of every match. I think that the rubber banding rate is going to go up about 300%. I think that not having it so there's a friendly quit in the game is ridiculous. That is one of the stupidest things to me. Of course, in champs, it looks like it probably won't matter, but in friendlies, to not have a friendly quit is just mind-bogglingly stupid. And Future Trunks is a comment that kind of has been what the main sentiment has been. Like, how are you supposed to improve and climb the ladder if the best rewards are gate kept? The rank 1 to 2 player will have the best teams, millions of coins, and the lower tier players will get shit. There should be a way to get the best rewards as a lower tier player. And I actually agree. There should be rewards, like certain rewards you can get as any player at all. Lower tier player, never play the gameplay, play the gameplay all the time, you're the best player in the world. There should be rewards you can get that everybody can get. Like 95% of all rewards anybody should be able to get. However, it's like, what should the rank 1 and rank 2 player get in terms of rewards? Because obviously you want them to be better than the other ranks, but how much better do you want them to be? It's a very tough thing to balance. And the rewards just look better for all the ranks. So maybe what a better way to put this would be, like, somebody who doesn't play champs versus somebody who does play champs would maybe blow somebody out of the water who does play champs compared to the person who doesn't. Maybe that gap is getting bigger. Like, it really, how big should that gap be? I don't really know the right answer to that question, and I hope EA do and they don't fuck it up. But I guess it's hard to say when we need ranked rewards. How do you not make it so that the top players end up way ahead when just the natural sort of reward system has it so that the higher you finish, the better your rewards are? I don't really know the right answer, but let me know what you guys think, obviously. And quick steps, and like the content in the comments always fire, so much more objective and mature than others I read from other creators. This is always my goal right here. I absolutely love reading my comment section. It is so much fun to me. We got to remember, we are all in this together. If you're a really good player and they make it so that the game really favors you and unfairly favors you, that's not good for you. And also, if the game is way too casual and then good players can't really earn shit, that's not good for the casual player. So remember, we are all in this together, okay? We're all trying to make FIFA an engaging, fun game for everybody. And EA absolutely love when the creators are going back and forth, the fans are going back and forth within each other, because the real problem is them, right? It's kind of a parallel to real life a lot of the time. Bicker amongst ourselves so we don't look upwards, right? And the other side of the coin here is Fontes. You know, people are complaining about shit rewards, no reason to play. Then they amp them up and they complain it will be too sweaty. People want the best rewards with relative ease because they're addicted to packs. The actual issue is the shit gameplay that allows for these mechanic abusers to prosper. And there's a lot of truth in this comment as well. It's just so hard to find that balance between you want better rewards, want an engaging game to play without fucking casual players over, without fucking the hardcore players over who are really good at the game. Like, what do you do? How do you do it right? How do you upgrade rewards without people feeling like, oh my god, what about me? I don't really know, and I think the only way to know for sure is when we get the game and see a couple weeks in how it looks in terms of there's a crazy gap if cards are way more expensive, if cards are cheaper. Because remember, we do get more tradable supply this year. We're going to get more tradable supply. Cards could in theory be cheaper. Yes, we'll get more coin supply as well, but also more tradable supply. So how will that balance? I don't know. This whole new market this year will look different. So there's a lot to consider and really a lot to digest as we dig into the changes and just see what happens. All I can say is I hope it's good. I don't know. I just hope it's good. And hopefully it's good for everybody, and bring casual FIFA back and bring League SBCs back again. But once again, the stream's only a couple days away. Can't wait to see you all there. I love you all. Peace.